It's Tuesday, and Tuesday means you have a new math lesson. We are continuing our work on logarithms, today studying log laws. You'll watch a video lesson, you'll do 2 check for understanding questions, and you'll also contribute to the Collaborate board for full credit. You'll see that there's a skill rubric that we want you to study carefully and see where you're at with this skill. Live class is at 2:45 this Thursday, and you may be invited to tutoring based on what we see in your work today. You want to be there. It's important that you catch yourself if you're not totally getting something, because then you know that you'll be ready to move forward and you'll be super prepared for upcoming quizzes. Logarithm laws. Today, we are doing 2 new things. We're going to use log laws to expand logs, condense logs, and you're going to see a reappearance of evaluating logs, where we're taking this base and we're trying to figure out how many times do I need to multiply this by itself to get this number in red. Essential questions, what we want you to focus on. How can we use product, quotient, and power laws to condense and expand logs? And when can we use them? Also, what are we looking for when we evaluate a log? Reviewing that a logarithm is this quantity, it's representing the power to which a base must be raised to produce a given number. For example, all of these logarithms are asking us, how many times do I need to multiply this base by itself to get this number, the argument? Log base 3 of 81 would equal 4 when we evaluate it, because we need to raise 3 to the 4th power in order to get 81. Product is what you get after you multiply, quotient is what you get after you divide, and power is an exponent. Expanding is when you make things bigger, condensing is when you make things smaller. We see one of our log laws in action here. This is the condensed form, and this is how it looks when it's expanded. See how big it is? See how small the condensed form is? Let's anticipate what these laws are going to look like. We know that product is going to have something to do with multiplication, quotient is going to have something to do with division, and power is going to have something to do with exponents. So this is the way that we can recognize them. We're going to condense or expand using the correct log, and it'll tell you which one it wants. And then take it a step further. See if you can simplify anything. Can you evaluate a log? Can you divide or multiply anything? Here we have the condensed form of log base 3 of 5y. And we can tell that this is product law that we're going to use because we have 5y. We have multiplication happening. When we expand, this is what it looks like. Take a moment and look for yourself and try to describe for yourself, how does it look like we expanded this logarithm? We separated the factors, 5 and y, into 2 separate logs with the same base and added. We can also move the other way. Here's the expanded form of one logarithm. We have log base 2, same base, log base 2 of 4 plus log base 2 of 8. What do you think this is going to look like condensed? Log base 2 of 4 times 8. And remember our steps. Can we simplify anything? Yes, we can. We can multiply these numbers together and get 32. We can also evaluate this log. We can convert it to exponential form. We can evaluate it by saying, what is the exponent that I need to raise this base to in order to get this argument, this number in red? Using our power tables, these are all of the numbers that we get when we raise 2 to all these different powers or exponents, and we can see that it's 2 to the 5th. that will give us what we desire, which is 32. And just like that, this entire logarithm can be expressed as 5. 2 more log laws. Quotient law. We know that this is quotient law because we see division. Look to see how it looks when it's expanded. It's going to look different than our product law. Can you see the big difference? Just like before, we're separating the numerator and denominator, or we're separating, before it was the factors, we're separating these numbers into 2 separate logs with the same base, but this time we're subtracting. We can move the other way as well. What do you think this is going to look like? Absolutely. You're brilliant. Can we simplify this? Yes, we can. We can divide this or reduce this fraction. 4 divided by 8, that's the same thing as 1/2. And we could actually take this a step further and evaluate this logarithm, but we'll leave it as is for now so that we can move on with our third log law, which is power law. We knew that power law was going to have something to do with exponents. And watch how easy this is. We have our exponent over here over our argument. And when we expand, we're simply moving it to the front and multiplying it with our logarithmic expression instead. And moving the other way, this coefficient 4 can move all the way over to become our exponent on the argument when we condense. So those are the log laws. You'll be able to manipulate these in the future, and it's actually really cool. Your 2 check for understanding questions are in the Nearpod. Choose the answer choice that is most equivalent to this condensed logarithm. What happens when you expand it? What does it look like? Same with this one. We had product law, now we have quotient law. And your skill assessment is also in there. It's right before your Collaborate board. Please select where you're at. It's important to take a second and reflect. How did this go? How am I doing? Am I still needing some clarity, or am I getting there but I just need more practice? Or am I ready for the next challenge? Can I peer tutor? Can I try harder problems now? Can I try the challenge question of the week?